MGM Production says, day 2 draft crush. Can I send some more beats to the same email? Would you be interested in a new intro? Those intro trumpets are not it for me. LOL. I would be interested in a new. Yes, hit me up, man. I'm trying to find something. Yes, appreciate you. I don't have a day 2 draft crush yet. I'm gonna have one in a week. Let me watch the Senior Bowl. I start my scouting at the Senior Bowl. I don't really know. So hold on. Good question though. Appreciate the donation. Just give me a week. Senior Bowl is coming. You know, this is gonna be this Senior Bowl this year is gonna be like everything because there's no combine this year, right? And I don't. There's not even gonna be that many pro days. You're not gonna have all these 40 times and shuttle times to make drafting not easier, but it's always easier to look at the times and throw it in a little database and see who pops up as like a comparison. Like, oh, they're the same height, weight, speed, so I'm going to draft him. Now you're going to actually have to watch him play this year and watch the tape. So the Senior Bowl is going to be the first glimpse into what these guys can do. And if you remember, I had that quarterback guru on a few weeks ago, Brett. He always says the Senior Bowl is the most important thing to look at because you got NFL coaches, NFL structured practices, NFL players, future NFL players. If a guy can perform in that setting, it's a good bet that he's going to transition well to the NFL because he's basically doing a week of NFL stuff. The entire preparation practice. The game isn't as important. It's the practices. And they show you, they air it on NFL Network. And the stuff that I look for, I'm not going to be there. But when I'm there, when I'm watching training camp, the stuff that I look for, obviously the 7-on-7, the 11-on-11 stuff is important, especially for quarterbacks. But for wide receivers, DBs, the one-on-ones, the pass rushers, it's the one-on-ones. If a wide receiver can win one-on-one in the Senior Bowl and he's athletic, he's going to be good in the NFL. Like, here's how it helped me, this philosophy a couple years ago. 2019, the wide receivers that year. Now, Shanahan fell in love with Debo. I fell in love with Terry McLaurin, who's just as good as Debo, if not better. And the thing about Terry McLaurin was he didn't get many passes at Ohio State. He was not productive at Ohio State. But there had been Ohio State wide receivers like that in the past. Michael Thomas. There's just a lot of good athletes at Ohio State. You got to give the ball to the running back. You got to give the ball to the quarterback to run with. There's a lot of people you got to hand the ball to. You got to give touches to. And he kind of just fell through the cracks because he's more of a downfield guy. The quarterback was Dwayne Haskins, who just throws really short, shallow crosses to Paris Campbell the whole time. Anyway, so it wasn't his fault that the numbers weren't there, but that's why he was a third-round pick. When you looked at his athleticism, he's 6 feet, runs a 4.3. He's got it all. But why didn't you produce? Are you not a good football player? Are you just an athlete? Well, that reveals itself in the one-on-ones. AJ Jenkins, not a good football player, just an athlete, ran the 4.3, couldn't beat a soul in the one-on-ones. Not a soul. I don't even think he was at the Senior Bowl. I think he was at the Shrine Game, and the Niners drafted him anyway. It was a big mistake. Anyway, I was watching Terry McLaurin. It's on YouTube. He was smoking those guys in one-on-one. He had the athleticism. He had the finesse and route running to win. He just wasn't getting the passes from his awful quarterback who ended up being a bust, Dwayne Haskins. So that's all you got to see. Really, just watch the one-on-ones. It's not that hard. Watch the one-on-ones with open eyes. When I saw that AJ Jenkins couldn't win, I was like, no, he's a bust. And I'm not gonna change my opinion. If he can't win in this drill, he's not gonna be successful in the NFL, and he wasn't. So that's the thing. Now there's more. Like Dante Pettis was good in that drill. Very good in that drill. He just was terrible in the 11-on-11s because he's afraid of contact. So you got to watch the 11-on-11s too. Even though there's not full contact, if a guy is like alligator arming passes over the middle, you need to see that, and it'll show up in the Senior Bowl.